Karin Kanzuki is a character from the Street Fighter series. She is the elite rival of Sakura and the head of the Kanzuki Zaibatsu Company. A popular, wealthy, mischievous, and spoiled character, she is also arrogant and haughty, maintaining her intelligence and habit of acting before thinking. She controls the majority of her father's company in a hostile takeover, as he instilled that philosophy in her. After finding Sakura and defeating her in their eventual rematch, Karin felt that she only won, by chance, and finally admitted that Sakura is the better fighter. She then decided to abandon her family motto of, always win, at least in terms of martial arts, and began to say that the battle within oneself is more important than victory or defeat, showing a hint of humility. She becomes friends with Sakura. Her reckless behavior has been somewhat replaced by a new respect for her opponents, along with an interest in new and unique fighting styles. However, she can still make nonchalant comments if her expectations are not met. It seems she lived with the previous understanding that the challenge, not the victory, is important. Her friendship with Sakura is confirmed, although their rivalry is still present. In some character stories, she appears genuinely interested in fighting and usually greets people with combat, even when they don't want it, such as Ibuki or Dalsim. Karin Kanzuki is the daughter of Duganjiro and his wife Nadeshiko Kanzuki. Their servant is Azukazi, and the family's butler is Shibazaki. Karin's father is somewhat strict, as he constantly pushes his daughter to become a better heir to the Kanzuki family's wealth, as he wanted a son instead of a daughter. The Kanzuki family motto is, all you need is victory, also known as, be the winner in everything, or, the worst will be as the best. Their family estate covers 200 miles of land, not only having its own geographical features but also its unique climate. They are so wealthy that they have their own private satellite called, Red Spider Lily. Karin received the upbringing of a son because her father always wanted a male heir for his conglomerate. Additionally, Karin underwent numerous tests by her father to complete them, or else she would be excluded from inheriting the family's wealth. Her first test was when she was 9 years old, where she was transported to a forest with meager food and water. She had to return home safely, or else she would be disqualified. Her father struggled for 2 weeks to accomplish this at her age, but Karin completed it in 4 days. Another test, based solely on her gender, was if she couldn't charm at least 5,000 gentlemen worldwide with her beauty and elegance, she couldn't inherit the family's fortune. She also passed this test, and it was said her mother Nadeshiko charmed 50,046 gentlemen, including her husband. She was asked to take another test at the age of 14, which was to stop 50 wild bulls. Karin subdued 50 bulls in total, surpassing her father's record by 1 bull. The Kanzuki Foundation is threatened by Shadaloo, prompting the ruling family to use its wealth in an attempt to track down the organization. Along the way, Karin faced Blanca and defeated him in a friendly match, stating that, the world is vast, for such a monster to exist. She also encounters Mika, fights her, and is very impressed with her ability to wrestle well, becoming her sponsor. Now, as the successor to her father, she engages in direct relations with the Prime Minister and other heads of state. Karin returns home, where she awaits Birdie to stay as her guest, after which she decides to go to India. There, Dalsim meets and challenges the yoga master. After an extremely long match, both commend each other's skills, Dalsim's increasing mastery of yoga and Karin's good grip, before Dalsim departs through teleportation. Zangief arrives at the scene, being pursued by Shadaloo assassins. Karin interferes, distracting them before challenging Zangief. Karin returns to Japan. There, she meets a friend she hasn't seen in a while, Sakura. After a friendly greeting, Karin quickly takes a battle stance, teasing her rival and saying she hasn't changed but loves her that way. Karin is seen conversing with other business officials during her event and watches the battle between Mika and Zangief against Alex and Laura. Then, a black satellite signal for Shadaloo releases an electromagnetic pulse in New York. Karin decides to investigate the matter. Rashid arrives to obtain the chess piece from her. They engage in a fight, Karin prevails, and Rashid confesses he's not the enemy. He convinces her to let him keep the chess piece and then escapes with Azam. Karin orders Shibazaki to gather all the top fighters and bring them into battle. Karin's leadership is evident as she gathers all the fighters to stop Shadaloo by collecting the chess pieces to thwart their plan. She meets Cammy, who informs her about the 7 satellites and the missing infiltrators. Mars and Dicopra sneak into her mansion. Karin states she will teach her uninvited guests manners through combat. In the end, Karin defeats Mars, and everyone sneaks into Shadalu's base. While successfully infiltrating the base, Rashid returns the chess piece to her. She and Chun-Li manage to stop the plan by completing the remaining 6 chess pieces. Before Fang arrives for their confrontation, warning them that he has a backup plan that will never cease the attack, he disappears using toxic clouds. Due to the activated plan and its short time frame, Karin decides to regroup, waiting for Yuri's helicopter to retrieve them, including Rashid and Nash, who are pursued by Nikali. Finally, Karin decides to launch a final assault on Shadalu. She is pleased to see Ryu, whom she hasn't seen in a long time. She faces Ingrid, the leader of the dolls, until Ryu saves her from the influence of psycho power. After Bison's defeat by Ryu, Karin is relieved to see Chun-Li and Ryu safe and reunited with other fighters.